Well, good morning, everyone. First of all, I'd like to thank Anita, Ole, and Andrea for the kind invitation. When Anita first talked to me about this great event, it was all about actually what we're doing. To merge fashion and technology is what we've been doing since many years now. So I'll tell you the story of matchesfashion.com and how we went from retail, 100% brick and mortar, to now 85% of our business is done online on a global scale. So how do we define ourselves? Matchesfashion.com, it's all about what we call modern luxury shopping. I'm not necessarily going to go to the detail of all those three key pillars of the business. You'll see it in a video, and also it will transpire from the presentation. So what is our aim today? I think, we come from a physical world, and we always said that when someone talks about omni-channel, it's actually a word that I hate. Because I think it's absolutely not the right word. The right word is commerce. Because a business will have a lot of difficulty in the retail space to live and to exist without having the combination of digital and physical together. So it's just commerce at the end. So it's not about omni-channel, it's not about mobile, it's just about serving commerce. And what we aim to is to basically get the best of the physical world into digital, and to get also the best of digital into our physical operation. And you'll see how we're going to do that. So basically, it starts with a journey. Matchesfashion.com at the time was named Matches. So you can see that we brought a bit of technology even on the name. Was created and founded by a couple called Tom and Ruth Chapman. Today, they are the two chairmen of the matchesfashion.com group. And we work very closely together. It's a business that is almost 30 years old. So we're not a startup, but we are a bit of a startup because it's a bit of an evolution of the life of the business. It started from one single store, from a little place in London called Wimbledon, with a single shop for men and women's wear. And the story is basically that Tom and Ruth at the time were working in the same shop. They were 24. And after 6 months, they found it very difficult to work together in that same shop. So Ruth opened a women's wear store. It started as a men's wear store, a women's wear store next door. And then that's the way the business grew. So from one single shop, it grew to now we have 12 physical shops in the UK. 11 stores and 1 townhouse for private shopping. I guess the big transformation in terms of evolution into the global scale came when Tom and Ruth had the idea to go as a marketing opportunity online in 2007. Just to drive traffic to the opportunity of making matches a bit more global. And then it turns out to be that because our product that we distribute, which is a multi-brand store, focused on very high-end fashion, quite fashion-forward, emerging designers and as well as top designers in the world. We carry more than 400 brands out there. Basically, everybody comes to us because of the selection of the product. So that starts from here. And the selection was so strong that we saw an interest globally. So it came to the attention that we needed to accelerate on that global scale. And what is the best way to do that? It's to do through technology. And this is when we changed the name from Matches to matchesfashion.com to really send a global message so that it's a 360-degree journey for everyone and the customer understands it. We've changed the name even of our window shop from Matches to matchesfashion.com so that it's a clear message. So the way we do it is that we believe, again, that commerce is a 360-degree. So what we have is different points of connection. We connect the dots with the customer. We do it through the website. We do it through mobile. We do it through 24/7 customer service around the world. Last year, we shipped to 176 destinations. We do it through retail. We do it with our private shopping. We do it also with our events around the world. We meet our most important customers around the world. We do designer events around the world so that because fashion is a borderless industry and that luxury customer is borderless. So when you think of it, what else is borderless? It's technology. So I think there's very few industry out there where the meaning, to Anita's point, of making love between fashion and technology is literally there. We also have a magazine, a printed magazine and an online magazine that we publish every Wednesday for men and women, and twice a year for spring, summer, and winter season. It's 200,000 copies. So now let me tell you a bit about the business by showing you a video. Perfect. That will tell you a bit about our story. All right, so some numbers here. You've seen a bit how we operate the business through that video. Through technology, we grew the business. By 4 years ago, the business was about 40 million sterling turnover. This year, we're closing with 130 million sterling. So that's about 200 million euros turnover. We're a profitable business as well. And that was the help of technology. We have about 50 million visits this year on our website. It's about 500,000 unique visitors that we have every week that is coming to our website. We carry 400 brands. Something which is extremely important is how we grew with the technology and with mobile. I'll talk to it later on, but everything we've done in the first place was to think about mobile. We've changed every piece of technology in the business over the past 18 months. There's not one single piece of technology which is the same today. From the warehouse management system, from the ERP, from our product catalog, from our e-commerce platform, everything was changed to basically make sure that we could scale the business. Our average basket, and I'm sure that a lot of entrepreneurs in e-commerce would love that number, is extremely high. It's about 600 euros. It's about 442 pounds. And it's increasing every year, because every year, we're even getting even more luxurious into the brand that we select. All right, so I'll show you exactly what do we define as technology, and what do we think is the point of differentiation. What we see is that the minute that you provide and produce content and creativity and you disconnect it from commerce, this is where you lose the battle. Every time you need to think about way of integrating commerce within content. And this is what we do on the site. Half of the site is actually content, new content. Why? Because it's super key. It's the luxury experience, but also because we want to be visible on everything that is related to organic search. And the content and the original content help for that. But if you need to produce content that is only driving just words without driving sales, your conversion rate is going to be impacted. So it's extremely important that we serve commerce through content. And the way we've done it through video shopping. I'll show you what we're doing. We did a collaboration with Marika Transu, a great designer, on bags. And we have shoppable videos on the site. But the idea of that shoppable videos and any ideas of integrated commerce into the content is that you never, ever leave the content page. You can actually shop within the story. So, I'll go a bit fast here so that you see exactly how it works. Basically, the video is still playing. You select the product, you go onto the product page, but you never leave the screen within the content. We're one of the very few websites in the world to do that. Most of the site would actually from a content to a product page. We never leave the content. So you always stick with the content. The minute someone integrate and read a content story, the dwell time, the average time for that person is about 12 minutes on the site. And the more obviously the person stays, the more it converts. So let me show you exactly how we do. This is a story, full story, on the row. So you can see we integrate the product within that story. And then, as a customer, if you're interested to go in a specific product that we show, you click on that product, and it will open the product page within that story. So it never leaves your shopping bag. Your shopping bag always stays with you. You don't go to another page. It's like an accordion. And all the site is built this way. What we also have built is that everything is on 4 breakpoints. So now I'm going to be a bit geeky, but the thing is that we had to be totally responsive. You're going to see we're doing now more than 40% of our business on mobile. It's more than 50% of our traffic. So 4 breakpoints for large desktop, for tablets, and for mobile phones. And every time we do a shoot, you can actually shop from the shoot directly, as you can see from here. Now, everything that we do needed to be done in a way that the full experience is completely seamless regarding of the device. So that story, this is exactly how it looks on mobile. So when it comes to shop the look, all of the images that you see from that shoot, that's the way we actually are now presenting it on the mobile. So we are actually developing in a different way for mobile as well. And you can see shop the look here on the right, completely adapted to mobile. And as you know very well, that might be simple to tell, but it's a lot of coding lines, and the more breakpoints that you have, the more difficult it is. Now, this is all our devices. Remember, the business went from 100% retail to 85% online in a matter of 6 years, but literally in a matter of 4 years. Now, today we operate with just a mobile-optimized site, now which is completely responsive. And the numbers that I gave you on mobile performance is only through that responsiveness. We are currently developing our OS and Android app. Just some key numbers on mobile. And that's extremely important. You'll see. In 2011, it was just 10% of our total business was done on mobile. Now, it's almost 40%. Tablet is 17% and smartphones 19%. So smartphones now, because of the devices and how large the devices are overtaking tablets. And it's the highest growth. In terms of traffic, it's now 51% of our total traffic. In December alone, that December that we've just made, it was 40% of our sales were actually coming from mobile. And it's 53% of traffic. Now, mobile is so key that we have actually put it into our store. We've created what we call a mobile point of sale. We've integrated iPads into stores so that we only show 10 to 15% of our inventory into our stores. So through tablets and through mobile and through our mobile point of sale, which is a symmetric way of operating with the customer so that the customer can actually check everything that the sales consultant is doing, we give the opportunity of the customer to have the full access of the stock. And now, some of our stores do more than 30% of their sales through iPad. That has enabled the stores to grow even more significantly because of the choice. And the choice is made by technology. Everything was developed internally. That's the last slide, which is, again, a bit of our technology one, but that's a very important one. Basically, when we came up of thinking about what would be the next strategy and how are we going to integrate technology into the business, we went into two different options. We said, okay, either we're going to do it ourselves, we're going to build our own e-commerce platform, or we're going to take an e-commerce platform out there and try to customize it and do it in a way that it's completely hybrid. And when I say hybrid, it's basically taking the angle that we needed a core product catalog and we needed to plug anything that we wanted in terms of apps, internal apps or external apps. Either we wanted to build it ourselves or use a third-party best practices out there that we could connect to that platform. And that's what we call hybrid. And this is what we've done. So basically, you have an e-commerce platform which sits in the middle with the WMS and the ERP. And we've connected a set of API, a full set of API along that platform. And that is very important so that we are in full control of our future, and it's very, very agile. So when we want to develop it ourselves because we didn't see any kind of product out there that is relevant to our business, because again, luxury commerce is very new when it comes to technology, we develop it ourselves. So we have a lot of internal apps. We do about 3 releases a month of just our internal apps from our stores, from our customer apps, from our embellishment apps, from goods in studio, our studio tracker, so we can actually check everywhere where the product is at the studio process, where we shoot, where we put it on site, and KPI everything that we do through the app that we build. And that is extremely important. So we do as much releases for the external customer as for our internal customer. And that's what we call our symmetrical approach. And we think that it's the best way to go forward in terms of having that hybrid version of having an external core platform, an e-commerce platform, that we customize up to 80% with the set of API, which enable us to grow the business on a scalable global opportunity. And that's basically that's the story of the business. This is, for us, it's just a start. We look forward, obviously, to accelerate on our international expansion through the use of technology. I think we are just in an amazing moment in the life of fashion and technology. When you think of it, and I'll finish with it, the online penetration in the luxury world in 2015, as the latest numbers from Bain & Company, was 7%. And 7% is just 17 billion out of a market of 253 billion euros. And that's going to grow by 25 to 30% every year, at least for the next 4 years, to reach about 40 billion in terms of online sales in 2019. So I think everyone in the room is very excited by it, and that's going to be done through technology. So thank you very much.